All right, welcome back. And welcome to Old Burg. Gonna do a little shopping here. Wow. Old Burg is becoming... All right, what level is this? 14? Alright, that's our third one of those. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do... I know we had talked about saving up for the Proton 6000. It's only about 30 silver more here at Old Burg. I mean, I always think of Old Burg as so expensive, but it's not that much more on this, like... this level gear at least. I guess it adds up the more expensive if it's a percentage. But, I think we just need to start upgrading, right? Like, I think we get the Adriatica first. We're talking about a difference in 7.5 and 8.5. And I really think that the Adriatica is a quality reel. I really do. So let's go ahead and get this. And I think I want to get it with the Palmer. So both that Adriatica and this Palmer feeder are sold out at Mosquito. And that leaves us not a lot of silver. Okay, so since we're doing that, we take the FD100 and disassemble it. And the Palmer will become our number one, followed by the Comfort, followed by the FD130. So the Palmer's maximum capacity is 12.5. We're putting the Adriatic on there, and ideally we want about 8 kilo line. This is the first time we've stepped foot in I cannot believe how out of stock everything is in Old Burg. So there's just not going to be a leader for now that we can use. Possibly, like, it's possible that Belaya might have one we could try there, but... Alright, so what are we wanting in terms of line? Is it worth just saving up till we can afford... You know, 7.5 line would be fine. We're not going to overload it much more than that. The only thing we might consider is getting straight 8 kilo line to get a little bit of that secret sauce, a little bit of more strength. And that could be worth it, but look at the price difference, you know? So I think for now, we will be fine with just straight. Okay. We have like no silver. We don't really want to use... Alright, hold on, let me look at this. Is this also a 30 gram? Yeah, so let's take the heavier one off of this, so that we can put the heaviest, and we need to, we'll get a new one. In fact, it may be time to upgrade to a little nicer feeder, to be honest with you. Oh, this is on basic bottom. We actually want to turn it to Paternoster. So we're just setting up a new... We are putting the 3.2, so I know we just got 7.5, we put 3.2, but the thing we're fishing for here specifically... needs a really small feeder, small leader size. In fact, if we could, we would get the 2.2. All right, let's put... Do we put the cheap hook on this one? Yeah, let's keep them all at 14 size for now. Put the cheap hook on our cheap one, and then we'll put the nicer hook here. we can't afford anything, and we're using sweet dough. All right, let's go see how this spot is, because we need to start earning some silver back, even just for basic stuff. I guess let's scope out the cafe first. There is a white bream order, but it's only there for 17 more hours. We are going to be fishing for white bream. I don't know an exact spot, so I've got to look at this map to see where it looks like this person was fishing. Because I don't think there's a... Yeah, like... So this, to give credit, this is from... Oh, we need... Oh, crap. Done made a mistake. I don't see any landmark either that I can really use. So I don't have a location. And I don't have a map. I think we want to be just past like the end of the fort. Like it could be here. It also could be more like here. Alright, so let's just try this and see if we can catch just enough fish to go afford a map, because I won't know. Okay, we're going to do a 12 clip. And there's the new gear. Yeah, you really don't want to go like down to no silver, just like what I just did, because there's always something that comes up. All right, so we've got 3.2 liters now, liters. I always say that wrong. On all three of our rods. If we don't catch anything here, we'll just go to somewhere that we know we can catch fish. We just need a few fish so I can afford that map and confirm that we're at least a little bit in the right area here. Now, the other thing is we just came back online from a reset. So, you know, things could have changed. But what I was getting at is someone named Jiraj posted a white bream trophy, called it Old Burg on Sweet Dough. Now, it's a higher level player. They've got the inline rig opened up, so we may not be able to do exactly as well as Jiraj was doing here, but if we can, I always like trying to find white bream spots, and I thought let's try a new spot that I haven't ever tried before, and then we'll start trying to settle into working Old Burg into our series. Again, this is the first time we have been here for this leveling series, at least. All right, let's see if that's even the right species. That's not. So not the sign we were looking for there. Yeah, I'm just going to give it a little bit more time. Where are we? So that's the boot down there, right? Yeah, I don't think we sit here wasting time without knowing a little better where we are spot-wise. So, oh, we're this close to camp? Yeah, there's no way this is the right spot. Hold on. There's no way this is the right spot. It looks like it's maybe like halfway up. But I'm just thinking this is the spot. I could be wrong, but that's just what I'm thinking. So again, we'll give it just a couple minutes. If we're catching junk or nothing at all, then we'll go somewhere where we know there's fishing to be done and just make enough to get a map. I was also hoping we could make enough to actually, you know, level up some bait harvesting a little bit here while we're at Old Burg, because groceries are actually very cheap here compared to other places. But anyway, this is going to be a nice upgrade for us. So we now have the Palmer feeder rod with a nice Adriatica on there, and then the Lacerti there, and then the next upgrade will be closer to this one. Maybe the Proton, maybe something else. I haven't decided. It just sort of depends on when we want to upgrade, but we definitely do want to upgrade. Like, we don't want to stay too long with the Sorrento. It's just not worth it. And this one, honestly, we can use this to catch bream. Pretty reliably. Hmm. There's too many unknown variables. I'm using a mix that I made up. Don't even know if it's going to work. Ground bait mix. And can't even tell for sure if we're in the same right spot. We just need to make some silver here first, don't we? I can't remember what all we were fishing with in this spot. There's so many spots now I get confused. I mean, I remember... Okay. We'll try semolina. Honey dough? Okay, yeah, we don't have honey dough. Sweet dough? We do have sweet dough. I really want to go like small hook. I mean, we have a chance of this rod just getting blowed up, you know? So we've got a really small cheap hook on there. So right now our hope is let's make a little silver. You know, if we also could rotate over to the Bream spot. I think I can recognize, oh, it's 1044. I can see the coordinates, can I? We could do that if we need to make a little bit more silver. See if it seems active. This spot seems really active though. At least for like Crucian Gibble stuff. I didn't change this ground bait yet. Look at the bite right here. What size hook do I have on night crawlers? 12? We could go a little bigger than that probably. I think I'm just trying to avoid a nasty carp. Oh, by the way, I fished at that roach spot that we were fishing at the end of last episode for like maybe 15 more minutes. It seemed really good. Really good. And it was especially good on peas and pearl barley. I only kept one in at bark beetle, and it was still very slow. But all the roach we were catching there were pretty much really high quality. I do think a trophy will come out of that, can come out of there. And someone just made a good point on the messages on YouTube. I saw someone mention casters, and yes, it would be worth trying casters there as well. All the roach baits. So these used to be what we called fast travel logs. I don't think they really work anymore, but they, from all over Old Burg, you would have these logs and you could run into the water and then fast travel back to town. So like when you were ready to go back to town, instead of having to relog or whatever, you could just run off the log. Interesting. It's a decent fish here. Oh. You know, and instead of having really slow bites on night crawlers, I know there's a chance we could catch a really nice trophy or something, but like we could just put pearl barley on this one. So we've got the three, it's like the trifecta of early baits that are really good to craft, right? We've got pearl barley, sweet dough, and semolina, and they probably all do really well in this spot, to be honest. But overnight, if we're not going to go to the Bream spot, then it might be worth changing it to like night crawlers and worms and stuff just to have a chance at eel, maybe. We do have the Bream orders that are fascinating. They're kind of fascinating. We're going to miss out on the white Bream order just because of trying to earn the silver for the admin. I think we are. Yeah, that's just 2 silver. How much is it here? 5 silver. So why don't we just go fish for Bream with pearl barley and just see if we catch a few markers. We might at least get the smaller trophy done. Now we can't really do Bream on the third one. On this one. Man, that's a nice roach. That's a really nice roach. we're going to save Bream for another time. We're making enough silver here that we'll be able to get that map shortly, and then we can go test that white Bream spot out overnight some. Now we have intentionally, you know, reasonably sized hooks on right now. We're trying to avoid big, you know, grass carp and stuff that are also catchable here. We're just really trying to make enough money to get that map so I can try to estimate where the stinking white Bream spot supposedly is and if it's still working. Thanks for the follow, Dallas Behringer. I'm liking these roach that are coming out of this water, though. That's pretty cool. I like some fat roach, you know. I bet we've got enough now. Oh, Rusty, you were talking about the other spot? Oh, my bad. I totally confused that. I'll have to try the other spot again then. Oh, I screwed up, man. Those gibbles, I could have gotten... Oh, no, we didn't have that. We didn't have gibbles that big. Never mind. We're good. We're still good. This is why we were going to do Bream. I'm so stupid. Like, I forget stuff before I even have time to do it. All right. Let's go check out the Bream spot first. Okay, we'll do a little longer episode potentially. But if the Bream are biting, it's silly not to try to get that order. It's just silly. And honestly, like, if the Bream aren't biting, we'll move over to the white Bream spot. If they are biting, we can wait and move over after we have 3 that are good enough for that that order. Wait, isn't there a... Yeah. All right, so we want to go size 8 hooks on line 1 and 2. God, we don't even have fluorocarbon feeders. This might be a big stinky strikeout here. We'll see. All right, let's try. Do I even have 8s? Yes. 8 pearl barley. What clip do I want to try this time? $18. Let's try a shorter clip. Wish we had a frickin' leader. Would go a lot better if we had a leader. Fluorocarbon leader, that is. I don't think I changed the... Do we want to try sweet dough here? I guess so. Okay. Dang. Well, we got 2 fish on. Is this a bream? Looks like a bream. And remember, that clip is actually less than 18. I mean, the clip's at 18, but we are we've undercasted that twice in a row now. All right, this is small. Nice Corey char fab. So it's interesting because twice in a row now we've caught pretty decent bream, but we're catching it on the line that's like a lot thinner. You know, we've got 7.5, 0.27 millimeter line on this. We've got, well, that's only 0.26 millimeter, but 4.8, so weaker line if nothing else. And I think we're just one bream away from the order, right? But I'm not opposed to staying in this spot till like 2 or 3 a.m. and then going and maybe getting a little bit of time in at the white bream spot just to see if they're biting at all. Who needs a white bream spot? That's a crucian. And that's the other thing is I think we've got... Oh no, that is the... Okay. Yeah, believe it or not, this spot still seems really healthy. Look at that white bream. Yeah, I think we just stay here through the dark part of the morning at least. Is there a fish on that line? All right, so that's a very short cast, by the way. So what we're doing right now is using a 14 hook with sweet dough. And the feed mix that we're using on all three is a semolina bloodworm, maggots, and caramel ground bait. So it's like a fake, it's halfway, it's really closer to white bream mix. It's just some flavors that feel like they'd be good for bream or white bream. And the reason why we're catching white bream on this third line is because it's not strong enough for the bream. But on the other two lines, we've got size 8 hooks and pearl barley to catch the regular bream. Which, because my assumption was in this spot that the regular bream would be more active than the white bream. Now that I'm seeing these really nice white bream over here, I'm just not so sure. I mean, we're catching fat white bream over here. This may actually be a better white bream spot than the white bream spot we're going to check. That's a regular bream. But I don't know. If it's a decent white bream spot, though, they may bite for most of the day. They'll just get smaller during the hotter time of the day. There won't be as many markers. Fish got away. Pearl barley, maggots, porridge, anise oil. Millet porridge. Okay. We definitely need to do some more regular bream fishing, but I really intended to and would like to. Oh no. Hey, we just muscled it out. Okay, so we can do that order. Not that one, and that one's about to be over, which is fine. Oh, that's a cool order for us, if we can hit it. Okay, let's do it in this. 28 silver. Totally worth it. And let's go see if we can figure out where this spot is. Let's give this spot a fair shake here. Okay. All right. So what we're wanting to cast is down here. That is too far down. It's this spot. Weren't we at this spot? Yeah, it is right here. This is where we were before, though. Okay, let's try it again. Sweet dough. This stuff. And I think... Oh, crap. I think we're looking for 10 to 14. So let's do like 12, 13, 14. So we'll go in reverse order. Something like this. So this one will do clip 13. I am so skeptical about this spot, but we'll see. We might should have just stayed over where we were. But we shall see. Sweet. Oh, I didn't put the leaders back on. That's not going to work. What did we do the last one on? We really want this one to be on 12. Is this on 12? It is now. And this one's on 14. Okay. Let me go take a quick bio break, and hopefully are going to see some bites start to happen. Now, to be fair, Garage in the Discord post clearly is using 2.2 kilo fluorocarbon liters. In other words, our liters are a little too big. And that can affect a spot, but it shouldn't affect it to the point where you're not catching anything. You just may not see quite the sizes. So this spot is at like 47.36 basically. It's a nice white bream. That's a regular bream. No thank ya. Well, we're getting bites. It's a good sign. That's a white. There we go. That's tiny. 14, sweet dough, right ground bait. First rod's not getting any bites. Finally, something's happening on the first rod. I mean, I guess we should give this spot a fair shake like at night sometime to really know. I mean, we've had some white bream coming out, but it's been pretty slow. I guess we could go make sure that that order is done since we're so close to town. I think it only had like a few minutes left, right? Oh. It's 30 silver. I guarantee it's better than selling them straight. We just need an 800 gram one for that order. That'd be cool. That's pretty much all of our silver that we've got right now, though. $800 gram white bream. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Might be a trophy. Might be a regular bream. Might be a grass carp. I don't think it's a grass carp. It was weird. It wasn't running until we picked it up. Did you notice that? Whatever it is, it sucks on this 3.1 line. It is kind of like really running now, though. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Are there fish on the other two lines? Because I'm just going to set that down for a second. No. No. Can we lift it? I don't know, guys. I'd say it's not a bream at all. But I don't know. I mean, I intentionally do not usually ever go after bream on something as small as this. I think we should go ahead and walk down. We don't want it to go chasing off the other direction. Right? We'd rather it go that way, I think. If it's got to go somewhere. It's coming towards us for a second. We've got him a little worn out, I think. It's actually really hard to get tired with these tiny little feeders. They don't weigh very much, so you don't tend to lose energy too fast. What I wouldn't give to see what this fish is before it pops off. It's got to be near the surface. It's like tubular. Is that a little tiny? Oh. That's the most painful little eyed I've ever caught. Wow. Okay. Imagine struggling with that on a 2.2 liter. Whoa. Calm down, everybody. Hey. That's a crucian that's about to wreck my day. You gotta be so careful with these stinking little leaders. Where'd the white bream go, by the way? Did we catch this Chinese sleeper over here? I think we did. So we've caught 7 different species, counting the white bream. This is an odd spot. But theoretically, that eyed still would have hooked in even with a 2.2 fluorocarbon leader. That would have been a really long, annoying waiting period. I don't recommend it. Thanks for the follow, Nilborn. White bream. Oh yeah, the fish that we're trying to target. I remember that. Look at that. Feel sorry for this little rod and reel. Yep, there we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different species in a row. I feel like we just go through times of, at least with the way how we can set our gear up, of this spot just maybe being a little slow. Dang. Not bad. It's slow, but I have to say, when they hit, they are hitting decent sized white bream. What the crucian? Alright, let's try clipping this one down to 12 and just aiming a little more right with it. I don't know, this first rod has been painful. I don't understand. Crucian again? The nice thing is almost everything we're catching, except for like the tiny crucians we've caught a couple times. Almost everything has been like pretty high quality. It's just the bite rate's a little slow for me. Crucian. These crucian like my sweet dough, don't they? Wow. Dang. That is a nice burbot fab. It's like the good old days of burbot. I guess I want to see what this spot's like, at least for the first part of the night. See if the white bream pick up. I mean, remember we got rid of some white bream for that cafe order. Is that another crucian? It's hard being a white bream when the crucians take the bait so fast, isn't it? There we go. That is a big old big head. I don't know if we're going to get our 600 gram one though. Is the white bream on the trophy card at Old Burg? Yep. Cool. Very cool. Spot would have to be considerably more exciting than this at night for me to fish here, even though it is a reasonably good spot overall, and especially if you're going for white bream cafe orders, this or 1044 seems like two good options. I'm just not a patient man when it comes to fishing for small fish. I mean, it's one thing if you're going for like big carp or, you know, some species, it's one thing, but I mean, we're sitting here trying to catch these little white bream and, you know, there's only so much patience I have. But I have a feeling that it could get a little better at night. But if it doesn't, oof, I'm not patient enough. Are we out of, no. We still have a little bit more of our white bream special. Tell you, that first rod, man, it just kills me. Whenever you put a new rod together, just about guarantee that's going to happen. It's going to be cursed for like a day and a half. All right, this is what we're using as fake white bream, and it also, I think, is okay with the bream. Bloodworm and maggots is straight up from white bream mix. Semolina and caramel to me are good bases and attractants for bream mix, so I'm using them with the white bream as well. Crucian. Crucians are killing me. So my question is, would smaller hooks help? We've got 14s, and that's only because that's what the person who posted the trophy and talked about this spot in general in Discord talked about. So I wanted to give that a fair shake. But what if we did have 18s? White breams are going to love 18. Still catch some crucians, but that might decrease it a little bit. You might avoid that like 1 point whatever kilo eyed. I don't know. I could see it be worth trying. This little smaller hook. That might make sense to me. It shouldn't hurt your white bream bite rate. I gotta step away. If I am that close, I pick it up too fast. I'm going to hide behind the tree, which will help our bite rate. Oh, this is one of those, like, you can straight up walk through that tree. What's wrong with these trees out here, man? Oh yeah, wait. Was that climbable? No. I don't know if any of these trees are climbable. At least that one you don't walk through. Some of the ones along the shore you can climb. Unless they fixed all that. Now we want this to be a white bream desperately. It's not a crucian. Ah, it's a regular bream. We're almost to 40% on bottom fishing. be able to use that picker rod soon. Just kidding. It's like a light dusk time. Oh, that eyed. Hmm. All right, it's time for the night bite. It's crucian, of course. Get a little bit of night bite in. Yeah, I think it's too slow at night too, for me. For me at least. This is not a farming spot. It very well may be a trophy spot. You know, especially if you have the right particulars for setting up for it. Probably need white bream mix to increase your chances. Apparently the 2.2 fluorocarbon leader helps. This third rod does seem to catch the most of them, though. All right, let's try... Before we stop, let's try changing one thing up here. Instead of a 14... Oh, that's right, I don't have 18s. Well, let's just try 16... 19. Just to see if that suddenly like feels like it changes the bite rate at all. There goes that third rod again. Oh, did you see that? We are in the tree, folks. Oh, fell out of the tree. You have to kind of back into it sometimes. Holy cow. We got a fish on. All right, I think I'm good. I'm declaring this spot decent, but not for me. There'd have to be a really tantalizing white bream spot for me to put up with that spot again. But I do think this is doable. The, holy cow, there's 2 white bream orders now. But, you know, take some patience. And I'm not so sure if the Bream, the 1044 spot might not be better than the white Bream spot we just tried. It was okay, though. Okay. Hey, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Go climb some trees. But be safe.